kwa sababu ni taasisi kama hizi ambazo tunahitaji sana kufanya nazo kazi, na kwa sababu kuna kazi kubwa ambayo imeshafanyika ambayo nataka nije mwenyewe kusema asante, nilisema kwa kweli nitajitahidi, lazima nije niwaone. Kwa hiyo nilipopata mwaliko wa balozi wa Ubelgiji kwa niaba ya Trias, Ricolto, IDP na Boss Plus, wala sikusita hata sekunde moja kukubali kuja kuonana na nyinyi. Nimekuja hapa, la kwanza kabisa ni kusema asante kwa kazi ambayo nimeifanya kuanzia 2017 mpaka 2021. Kwa sababu hapa leo ni sherehe za kumaliza program. Hasa program yenyewe imefanya kazi. Nafahamu kwamba mmefikia wakulima 33,000, wajasiriamali 4,800. Mmefanya kazi katika wilaya 12 kwenye mkoa wa Arusha na Manyara. Na vile vile nimeshirikiana na Mviwa Arusha, Mviwama, Taha, TCCIA Arusha na TCCIA Manyara, Ujamaa Community Resource Team, World Vegetable Center, YEP, pamoja na Vikoba 86. Na mmefanya kazi hiyo katika maeneo makubwa ya ujasiriamali, kutafuta masoko, kilimo endelevu, kulinda vyanzo vya maji, mazingira na in general namna ya kumanage natural resources. Kwa hiyo nimekuja kwa kazi hiyo ambayo imefanyika kwa miaka 5 kusema asanteni sana, kwa sababu sehemu kubwa ya kazi hii vile vile inahusu mambo ya kilimo, lakini kwa kweli hapa kwa niaba ya serikali kwa ujumla nasema asanteni sana, pongezi kwa kazi nzuri ambayo mmeifanya. Kwa maana nilisema nitataka nije mwenyewe binafsi kuonyesha kwamba natathmini sana kazi ambayo mmeifanya. Na vile vile kwa sababu najua bado mtaendelea tena program nyingine. Sasa nisipojipendekeza hiyo itakuwaje? Kuja kuwatia shime, kujiandaa kwa program nyingine ambayo nimeambiwa rasimu ni kama imeshakamilika. Jasmine, ishapita kwako, imeendelea mbele. Na pongezi hizi kwa kweli nazitoa vile vile kwa serikali ya Ubelgiji. Naomba sana, I just want to register our appreciation for the government of Belgium for supporting all the initiatives, because I know all the NGOs that are working around these areas get support from the government of Belgium. So thank you very much. And also we appreciate the fact that you are also considering bankrolling another 5-year program that will start, I think, next year going forward. And I just want to assure you that the government will stand by all the NGOs that are working in those various areas that we had time to discuss a little bit over a cup of coffee. Kwa kweli hilo ndio kubwa, na nikishasema hivyo pengine natosha, ningeweza nikasema hotuba imeisha, kazi iendelee. lakini labda niseme mawili kidogo mengine kwa ajili ya shughuli za NGO kwa ujumla wake ambazo zinafanya kazi na serikali, hasa katika maeneo ya uzalishaji na hasa katika kilimo. Mtakumbuka baadhi yenu kuna wakati tulijaribu kuitisha kikao cha NGO zote zinazoshiriki kwenye kilimo. Bahati mbaya shughuli na mambo mengi tuliahirisha kile kikao. Bado tutakuja kukifanya ili tuweze kukutana wote, tushirikiane, tujue nani anafanya nini, just to be able to map all the areas that each NGO is working, and also identify the specific activities and intervention that an NGO is doing. Why did I thought that it's necessary to do that? It's because we need to synergize, we need to coordinate, we need also to identify the manner through which we can work together, each one on his or her own segment, but at the end of the day, all the efforts will amount to something that will have an impact that will last. Because sometimes very good effort will be undertaken by various NGOs in different areas, and all these programs are limited in time, that will run for 5 years and so on. But without coordination, without identifying areas where there are more efforts that are going into it, it's quite likely at the end of the program, everybody will benefit, but then if you come down 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, you may not necessarily see the impact of the good effort that has gone into this kind of activity. So I had wanted to organize that meeting, and we are going to have it so that we can chart ways of trying to work together. And I can pick few areas where perhaps if we are working together, if we pull together, we'll have seen a long-lasting impact. Let's take, for instance, the issue of extension services that the government has given it a very top priority now. All across the country, we are trying to revamp and modernize and make extension services more effective in terms of supporting the agricultural sector. We are doing that by affording extension officers mobility, communication, means of monitoring and evaluation, to revive what we call demonstration farms, and so on and so forth. Now the government has committed itself to do this, and we have actually boosted the budget for that. The last budget, we had 603 million shillings for extension service. We reorganized our own budget in the ministry. Now we have put aside 11.5 billion shillings for extension service. It's far from enough. So we have decided to focus mostly on 3 regions and a little bit scattering ourselves thinly across other regions. So we are focusing on Dodoma, Singida, and Simiyu in that area. And we are trying to scatter ourselves across other regions to do a little bit here, little bit there, and so on and so forth. But we do have NGOs that are actually employing their own extension service officers. And they're supporting extension services. Sometimes not necessarily through the effort that the government is deploying, and because sometimes one may feel it's very complicated to work with the government, and therefore to create a parallel system with good intention of supporting the farmers. But that kind of parallel system may do a very good job as long as the project lasts. At the end of the project, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, it's over. So if we synergize, for instance, the effort of NGOs and make sure that where the government is putting more money, it has identified as a priority, and we are trying to use our own extension officers to retrain them and constantly retrain them to impart new knowledge to them so that they can communicate to the farmers. So if we have NGOs that are working with extension services, also intervening to support government extension officers in coordination with the government, we will not end up spreading our effort too thinly to have an impact. Because if in Arusha, for instance, we can support 3 districts, an NGO will come through and support more districts, and another more districts, and so on, the activity, the effort that will come to Arusha will have meaningful impact, and it will be long-lasting because the government will continue with that kind of work even when the project itself has come to an end. So that's an example where we need to identify activities that are done by the NGOs and try to coordinate and try to align them with an areas where the government is also pumping its effort so that you can see some kind of output. We started campaign to try to be self-sufficient in edible oil in the country. And I have invited those NGOs I managed to meet to ask them if they can support the government. We have issues of seed, quality seed to farmers. We want to support contract farming in that area. We want to boost extension services in that area, and so on. If we have NGOs also working along those areas where the government already is putting effort and we are putting resources to that effect, I think that effort will bear fruits more likely than if the government works alone or the NGO works alone. So, for instance, now we are talking about sunflower, but we're also talking about palm oil. And I was in Uganda, and I saw how they organize some kind of outgrower system that will support plantation to produce sufficiently at the commercial level where production of palm oil can take place. Now the government is going to do that in Kigoma, in Katavi, maybe in Tabora, and so on. And we will need NGOs to come along. We are going to put resources to support farmers who will surround plantations that will be owned by investors, and we don't want farmers to be left behind. We'll put some resources, but we'll appreciate if NGOs that can help and join us, we join hands in hands so that we can support the farmers. Because the farmers will need training, a lot of training. And they will need some kinds of support, because if you put aside your farm to grow palm trees, it will take you 3 years before you start to harvest. There is a cost to that, an opportunity cost, things that you are not harvesting because you are waiting for the harvest 3 years down the road. So those are the examples that if we work together, I think we can pull through, we can have more long-lasting impact. Last example that we discussed just now. There is some kind of youth camp at Mvomero, organized by Sugeko, an outfit with Sokoine University, where they have acquired a big farm. They have a contract for pepper, farming pepper. They have already a contract. They have a market. There's a big river nearby, so they can conduct irrigation. All they needed is to be able to clear the land so they can start farming, and they had wanted to start farming in August. When I visited them and realized that these are youth, these young people, enthusiastic about participating in agriculture. And you know, unemployment is a big issue in the country. You look at the population structure, the pyramid, you see more kids, more youth than anybody else, and all of them are looking for employment. And they don't want to get involved in agriculture unless they are sure it pays. Here you have an opportunity where youth will participate and earn some money, and they cannot clear the bush. So we try to reorganize these resources in the ministry and support them a little bit, and I call upon others to step in, even as corporate social responsibility. Some stepped in, but you couldn't complete clearing the bush. But if we were to work together, identify an area like that, each one picks a segment that seems to be useful. Because once you put youth in such a place, maybe there's medical services that needs to be provided for. There are other services that are needed apart from just farming. There are skills that need to be imparted to them. But most important, the kind of irrigation that will help them to produce, and it will be a production that will be sustainable. The bank has stepped in. They're supporting them in the production, but they're not supporting them in the clearing the bush. So they couldn't clear the bush. So this is another example where if we interact with all the NGOs and one identify those kind of opportunities, I think we can all step in and have a long-lasting impact to the youth. That can also be a model for other young people to organize themselves elsewhere, to create employment for themselves with our support and involve themselves in agricultural activities, earn income, and also help the country get foreign currency. So that's the other reason why I came. One, to say thank you for all the good job that you have been doing, and also to encourage you in the next phase that you're going to do, to assure you the government will be with you, but also to lay out this big vision of coordination of all NGOs participating in agricultural activities, the meeting of which I hope to be able to organize pretty soon so that we can work together.